Going to do Bible study and Wednesday, season 2, part 1 recap today. Let me remove this. Okay. I was going to Peter Pan deep dive, but I will do that next week. And do Wednesday today since part 2 of season 2 is already out on Netflix. I've not seen Wednesday. Spoiler alert. You can leave at the Bible study. Right, let's start with prayer. I usually suck with prayer, public prayer, so I'm just going to do the prayer that's in the Chosen that I found. But if anyone has any prayer requests, feel free to put them in the chat, and I'll add them to it. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings sleep to my eyes and summer to my eyelids. Maybe it be your will, Lord my God and God my ancestors, that I lie down in peace and that I rise in peace. May my sleep be undisturbed by troubling thoughts, bad dreams, or wicked schemes. May I have a right of tranquil slumber. May I awaken in the light of a new day, that my eyes may behold the splendor glory of your light. Praise are you, God, whose glory gives light to the entire world. It sounds like a nighttime prayer. Oh well, I'm using it. Alright, so prayer check. Next, going to do horoscopes. Let's hope they're good today. Share screen. Horoscopes, my bad. Alright, first sign is Aries. So for today, we have you have an intense nature. You probably, hold on just a moment, it's been time lost in thought. Too much intensity could take a toll on your well-being. It might be time you got out and enjoy yourself. Get up from your chair and take a walk. Meet lunch or do a little shopping. Find something active to do to break the monotony of your routine. Moving on to Taurus. If my Wi-Fi would go. Let's go, Wi-Fi. Come on. There we go. Taurus. Feed your mind today, Taurus. Enjoy being active and social. You do get quickly. You need to give your supply of intriguing fresh material in order to feel your best. Explore an interesting subject or learn new. Moving on to hello. What are you doing, thing? To Gemini, if I can. There we go. we go. Okay, if you're trying to prove you have something, think this through. You're actually friendly and can get along with almost anyone. This may already be your strength. You have something great to bring to it. Consider just being you, not always trying to feel a part of things. Start looking at your good qualities, prove your worth to yourself. Moving on to the next one, Cancer. Consider putting your problem solving skills to test today, Cancer. You have a real flair for investigating situations, figuring out what happened. Something comes your way that seems mysterious. Deal with the problem directly and roll out the truth. If you're baffled of a Leo, Leo, try not to be fooled by others if you don't know a person well and you aren't sure about her. Trust your instincts. You tend to care about others, so it can be easy for you to feel sorry for someone and bend over backward to help. Make sure that the person you help really deserves it. You know the whole story. This can save you problems. Virgo. It can be very easy to get carried away today, Virgo. You might get caught up in some excitement. You need to use your head on a day. Double check everything and moderate your activities. Keep your limitations in mind. You can't do whatever it is that catches your eye. Just use caution and keep yourself safe. It's Libra. Come on, Libra. Or come on, Wi Fi. For trying something completely new and different, maybe what you need, Scorpio. You have a solid, practical side, but the need for excitement and adventure is likely just strong. If you've been a lot lately, Sagittarius, learn about things that interest you most is something you may want to do today. A work and schedule tend to on your own time to learn about anything your heart desires. Intellectual growth is something you enjoy. Whether you delve into cooking, astrophysics, or geology, you'll find something new. Next up is me, Capricorn. Oh, come on now. Don't be slow on my horoscope. Rude. There we go. If you meet new people today, Capricorn, be cool. Well, yeah, I ain't going to trust some stranger. Stranger danger. Some can appear interesting because they're bold or dangerous. Yeah, I stay away from those people. They're extroverts. I'm an introvert. No, stay away. Stay away. You never dream of doing stay away. Well, this may be intriguing. It can visual standards ethics always. If danger excites you too much, it don't. It may be time to make some changes in your life. You might have to make a choice between telling the truth and a lie, especially if you're afraid you'll hurt someone's feelings. However, a lie could take far more than the truth. Consider what you want the other person to do in your place. Stick to your of it. You mean if it's tough? What kind of grammar is that? Lord have mercy. Pisces. Any day now, Pisces. Hardness is wonderful, but being taken can be a danger. You really need to trust your instincts to keep this from happening. If what you hear doesn't match what you feel, trust your feeling. In the event, get used, move past it. Shame, resentment permanently dampen your giving nature. All right, done with that. Moving on to daily devotion. Today is wait patiently. Have you heard this prayer? Dear Lord, please give me patience. To me right now. Oh, yes. Psalm 37:4 says, be delighted with the Lord, then he will give you all your heart's desires. However, the psalm goes on in verse 7 to say, rest in the Lord, wait patiently for him to act. Don't be envious of evil men who prosper. TLB. Must be some kind of Bible that I don't know. The I don't know what that means. It's important to trust God's timing and rest or stay in peace patiently while we wait for him. Dear Lord, help us for the things for which we desire and pray. Help us trust your timing and knowing that you care for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. Going back to what? Was I muted? I'm not. Well, going back to the Bible where we left off in Genesis, I think I'm done the preface and the prologue, and oh my goodness, that was so long to read. Where's my page holder? I can't wait to get in a New Testament where the chosen takes place. But I have a long way to go before then. And I need like a pen to keep up with what I just read. I need like a highlighter for this. Oh, I can sample of horoscopes and daily devotion off my to-do list. Whoops, I accidentally stamp off Bible saying not prayer. My bad. Okay. Where did I left off of? I think I left off the descendants of Terah. So now we're moving on to Genesis chapter 12. The call of Abram. Now the Lord said to Abram, "Go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to a land that I will show you. I'll make of you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great, so that you'll be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and the one who curses you I will curse. And you all the families of the earth shall be blessed." So Abram went as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he departed from Haran. Shouldn't he be in the nursing home? Abram took his wife Sarai and their son Lot and all the possessions that they had gathered and the persons whom they had acquired in Haran, and they set forth to go to the land of Canaan. When they had come to the land of Canaan, Abram passed through the land to the place at Shechem, to the oak of Moreh. At that time the Canaanites were in the land. Then the Lord appeared to Abram and said, "To your offspring I will give this land." So he built there an altar to the Lord who had appeared to him. From there he moved on to the hill country on the east of Bethel and pitched his tent, with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. And there he built an altar to the Lord, and invoked the name of the Lord. And Abram journeyed on by stages toward the Negeb, ne, 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 Negeb, Negeb, Negeb. I have no idea. And that almost sounds like a slur. I apologize. I'm sorry. It's Negeb. Lord, I wish they'd come with a pronunciation thing. Abram and Sarai in Egypt. Now there was a famine in the land. So Abram went down to Egypt to reside there as an alien. For the famine was severe. When he was about to enter Egypt, he said to his wife Sarai, "I know well that you are a woman beautiful in appearance, and when the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'This is his wife.' Then they will kill me, but they will let you live. Say you are my sister, so that it may go well with me because of you, and that my life may be spared on your account." When Abram entered Egypt, the Egyptians saw that the woman was very beautiful. When the officials of Pharaoh saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh, and the woman was taken to Pharaoh's house. And for her sake he dealt well with Abram. And he had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male and female slaves, female donkeys, and camels. But the Lord afflicted Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. So Pharaoh called Abram and said, "What is this you have done to me? Why did you not tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say, 'She is my sister,' so that I took her for my wife? Now then, here is your wife. Take her and be gone." And Pharaoh gave his men orders concerning him, and they sent him on the way with his wife and all that he had. In chapter 3, Abraham and Lot separate. So Abram went up from Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him into the Negeb. Ne- ne- something. Now Abram was very rich in livestock and silver and gold. He journeyed on by stages from the Negeb as far as Bethel to the place where his tent had been at the beginning between Bethel and Ai, to the place. One thing about Bibles, their pages stick together. Why don't they be made with regular pages? Why is always these thin little flappy flap pages? You'll hear this? See. Lord have mercy. It's going to take like 30 minutes to change a page. My goodness. Okay. Where he had made an altar at the first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord. Now Lot, who went with Abram, also had flocks and herds and tents. And the land could not support both of them living together because their possessions were so great they could not live together. Thus strife arose between the herders of Abram's livestock and the herders of Lot's livestock. At that time, the Canaanites and the Perizzites lived in the land. Then Abram said to Lot, Let there be no strife between you and me, and between your herders and my herders, for we are kindred. Is not the whole land before you? Separate yourself from me. If you take the left hand, then I will go to the right, or if you take the right hand, then I will go to the left. Lot looked about him and saw that the plain of the Jordan was well watered everywhere, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, in the direction of Zoar. This was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So Lot chose for himself all the plain of the Jordan, and Lot journeyed eastward, and they separated from each other. Abram settled in the land of Canaan, while Lot settled among the cities of the plain, and moved his tent as far as Sodom. Now the people of Sodom were wicked, great sinners against the Lord. The Lord said to Abram after Lot had separated from him, Raise your eyes out and look from the place where you are, northward and southward and eastward and westward. For all the land that you see I will give to you and to your offspring forever. I will make your offspring like the dust of the earth, so that if one can count the dust of the earth, your offspring also can be counted. Rise up, walk through the length and the breadth of the land, for I will give it to you. So Abram moved his tent and came and settled by the oaks of Mamre, Memre, no, whatever that is, which are at Hebron, and there he built an altar to the Lord. Lot's captivity and rescue. In the day of King Amraphel, Shinhar, King Arioch of Elasar, King Chedorlaomer of Elam, and King Tidal of Golam, these kings made war with King Bera of Sodom, King Bersha of Gomorrah, and King Sheneb of Ma, King Shemeber of Zeboiam, the king of Bela, that is Zor. All these joined forces in the valley of Siddim, that is the Dead Sea. 12 years they have served Chedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him came and subdued the Rephaim and Ashtaroth, Karnaim, the Zuzim and Ham, the Emim and Shavakarathim, and the Horites in the hill country of Seir as far as El Paran on the edge of the wilderness. Then they turned back and came to En Mishpat, that is Kadesh, and subdued all the country of the Amalekites and also the Amorites who lived in Hazazon Tamar. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Amah, the king of Zeboiam, and the king of Bala, that is Zor, went out, and they joined battle in the valley of Siddim. The king Chedorlaomer of Elam, king Delgoam, king Amraphel of Shinar, and King Arioch of Elasar were kings against 5. Now the valley Siddim was full of bitumen pits, and as the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, some fell into them, and the rest fled to the hill country. So the enemy took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah, all their provisions, and went their way. Also took Lot, the son of Abraham's brother, who lived in Sodom, and his gods, and departed. His goods, and departed. Oh, Lord have mercy. Then one who had escaped came and told Abram the Hebrew, who was living by the oaks of Mamre, the right brother Eshcol, and of Aner. These were allies of Abram. When Abram heard that his nephew had been taken captive, he left forth his trained men, born in his house 318 of them, and went in pursuit as far as Dan. He divided his forces against them by night, he and his servants, and routed them and pursued them to Hobah, north of Damascus. Then he brought back all the goods, and also brought back his nephew Lot with his goods and the women and the people. Abram blessed by Melchizedek, whatever that is, after his return from the defeat of Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him. The king of Sodom went out to meet him at the valley of Shavah, that is the king's valley, and King Melchizedek of Salem brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God Most High. He blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram by God Most High, Master of earth and heaven, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand. Abram gave him 1/10 of everything. Then the king of Sodom said to Abram, Give me the persons, but take the goods for yourself. Abram said to the king of Sodom, I swore to God Most High, Maker of heaven and earth, that I will not take a thread or sandal strap or anything that is yours, so that you might say, I made Abram rich. I will take nothing but what the young men have eaten, and the share of the men who went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them take their share. Whew, allergies. Need something to drink. Okay. God's covenant with Abram. After all After these things the word of the Lord came to Abram in the vision. Do not be afraid, Abram, I am your shield. Your war shall be very great. But Abram said, O Lord God, what will you give me? For I continue childless, and the heir of my house is Eliezer of Damascus. And Abram said, You have given me no offspring, so a slave born in my house is to be my heir. But the word Lord came to him, This man shall not be your heir. No one but your very own issue shall be your heir. He brought him outside and said, Look toward heaven and count the stars, if you are able to count them. He said to him, So shall your descendants be. Believe the Lord, and the Lord reckoned it to him as righteousness. Then he said to him, I am the Lord who brought you from Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to possess. But he said, O Lord God, how am I to know I shall possess it? He said to him, Bring me a heifer 3 years old, a female goat 3 years old, a ram 3 years old, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he brought them all to these, and cut them into two, laying each half over against the other, but he did not cut the birds in two. And when birds of prey came down on the carcasses, Abram drove them away. As the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and deep and terrifying darkness descended upon him. The Lord said to Abram, know this for certain that your offspring shall be aliens, land that is not theirs, and shall be slaves there. And they shall be oppressed for 400 years. But I will bring judgment on the nation that they serve. Afterward they shall come out with great possessions. As for yourself, you shall go to your ancestors in peace, shall be buried in a old age, shall come back here in the fourth generation, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet complete. When the sun had gone down and it was dark, a smoking fire pot and a flaming torch passed between these pieces. On that day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, to your descendants I give this land, from the river Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates, the land of the Kenites, the Kenizzites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Rephaim, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. Alright, I'm going to stop there. I will continue next week with the birth of Ishmael. Okay. Moving on to Wednesday. Found a website that recast it. Season 2, episode part 1. I totally forgot to share screen. This is it. Okay. Wednesday, Season 2, Part 1, full recap and ending explained. Again, spoiler alert, if you've not seen Wednesday, you can skip this. You can leave. Stop watching. To nearly 3 years, Wednesday is back on Netflix, and the first half of Season 2 wastes no time raising the stakes. Across 4 episodes, Wednesday Addams faces new enemies, a disturbing vision of her best friend's death, and the return of Tyler, the Hyde who nearly destroyed her in Season 1. Here's a breakdown of Part 1's biggest events, reveals, and that tense ending. A quick Season 1 reminder. Season 1, Wednesday uncovered a murderous plot tied to the resurrected Joseph Crackstone, battled Tyler in his high form, and saved Nevermore Academy from destruction. The victory came after her season ended with a mysterious stalker sending her ominous photos. Agnes is creepy, her little fangirl stalker. Creepy. Part 1 recap episodes 1 through 4. New semester, new threats. Season 2 opens with Wednesday returning to Nevermore to summer break. She's been using Goody Adams' Book of Spells, but her psychic abilities, so they started acting unpredictably. Black tears now fall from her eyes when she pushes her visions too far. A warning she ignores. Pugsley joins Nevermore as a freshman, showing off electrokinetic powers inherited from Uncle Fester. Principal Barry Dort sees Wednesday as a symbol for outcast pride, but she wants nothing to do with the intention. Of course, murdered by crows. Her first day back, Wednesday discovers a gruesome crime. Private investigator Carl Bradbury is killed by swarm of crows led by a one-eyed raven. Former Sheriff Donovan Galpin is the next victim. Wednesday's visions connect the raven to a gravestone marked with Enid's name, hinting at her friend's death. Her investigation leads to Willow Hill Psychiatric Center, where Tyler is held. The facility is run by Administrator Judy and Chief Psychiatrist Dr. Fairburn. Wednesday uncovers a string of obituaries for supposedly dead outcasts, all tied to something called Lois. Lois and the Stonehurst legacy. With Fester's help, Wednesday learns Lois is a long-term outcast integration study created by former science teacher Augustus Stonehurst. As with acquiring power, Stonehurst abducted outcasts, faked their deaths, and experimented on them. Star Dewey took over the program, gaining the ability to control birds. Disguised as a staff member, she used to crows, Ben and Bradbury when they got too close to the truth. Wednesday's interference makes her next Slurp's rise in power. Meanwhile, Pugsley revives a legendary figure buried under a skull tree, a boy with a mechanical heart known as Slurp. Ugh. Initially zombie-like, Slurp more human with each kill, murdering both Dr. Fairburn and Augustus Stonehurst. His final words to Stonehurst, "Hello, old friend," hint at a dark shared past. The fall of Willow Hill. Wednesday investors infiltrate Willow's Hill basement, freeing the imprisoned outcasts, including a mysterious woman who may be Wednesday's long-lost aunt, Ophelia. In the chaos, Marilyn Thornhill frees Tyler, expecting gratitude, but he slashes Cyclops, and there's Wednesday out a window during brutal fight. She's left unconscious as Tyler escapes in the night, ending by Part 1's conclusion. Judy Stonehurst is at large. Her operation is destroyed by well now personal revenge on Wednesday. Ina's fate remains uncertain. Wednesday's vision shows her dead, but Tyler and Judy both pose viable threats. Slurp is evolving into something more dangerous, regaining his human mind. Dumbledore may have him notice after hearing that everything is going according to plan. What it means for part 2. The second half of season 2 will pick up with multiple threats coverage on Wednesday, Dewey's vendetta, Slurp's growing power, and the mystery of Ophelia Frump. With her powers gone, Wednesday has to rely on her instincts and her friends to survive. Whatever happens, visions of Enid Graves, Miss Grave hangs over every decision Wednesday makes. Okay, so um while she was on summer break, she was capturing serial killers. One of them was someone who scouts people and puts them on dolls. Really creepy. She woke up in a really creepy place surrounded by dolls. That's where she got the black tears first. And oh, I'm sorry, I'm Macy's mom. I know. Oh, I'm sorry. It's I'm trying to do a better live schedule on YouTube. I am, but ugh, my own schedule is crazy. All right, so when she goes to um capture the the scalper in Kansas, of course goes to an airport, and when she goes through the metal detector, her it went off. The alarm went off. She pulled out tons of weapons, from brass knuckles to a machete to a mace, which is a ball and chain, not the pepper spray. Um, different swords, different knives, different daggers, a taser. So the TSA agent asked her, "Which part of prohibited items don't you understand, young lady?" And Wednesday says, "The part where you believe cramming hundreds of people into a metal tube flying through the air creates some sort of utopia where weapons aren't needed." That is that is true. That is true. I agree. Yep. And then another part that shocked me during this is the I guess welcome back ceremony of Nevermore with fire, where they had the fire with the raven, male sticks, and Principal Dort. Hold on, if I could find a picture of it. Um, the new principal is hideous. It shows Wednesday smiling, bright after saving Nevermore in the previous season. Let's see if I could find that painting. Hmm. Well, at first, let me see if I get to it. A lot of things happening during this season. Oh, hi, Long Pause. Thank you so much for being here. Wednesday, the show on Netflix about Wednesday Adams. Morticia is part of a fundraising gala, and her and Gomez and Lurch are living in a gardener's cabin, not cabinet, at the on school grounds at Nevermore, and then Enid broke up with Ajax. Well, she was still kind of dating Ajax, who is a Gorgon, a descendant of Medusa. He has snakes for hair and can turn people to stone. So Enid finally joins a werewolf pack. She meets someone new named Bruno, who she really likes. I still think Ajax, don't now break off with Ajax. Finally, she dumped him for Bruno. Then Wednesday ended up having a stalker at Nevermore, not the one that's killing everyone. A little fangirl, like 13, who is really, really creepy, who actually almost killed Enid and her werewolf crush Bruno. That was crazy. Agnes scares me. Let's see. Where is that? Principal Dort is using Bianca's scholarship over her head to get her to use her siren song against Morticia to do stuff for the fundraiser. Try and find that part where Wednesday nearly got me. I was like, maybe she does like the intention. Yeah, so a lot of people are fanning over Wednesday after seeing them more in season one. Um, and Wednesday does not like it. She doesn't like to have fan clubs. She doesn't like if people crying at her, saying she's there, blah 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 blah. She does not like that. So during this ceremony, Principal Dort unveiled this god awful painting of Wednesday, Enid, Bianca the Siren, Eugene the Bee Whisperer dude, and Wednesday holding a sword, smiling. Wednesday hardly ever smiles. The only time she smiles is when her Uncle Fester visits or her grandmother.
Other than that, she doesn't smile. um, this was her face when she saw the painting. That killed me. And it's like I hate it when it's just like, what the effing at? So, and the parents looked glanced at each other like, oh no, she's not gonna like this painting. So when Dora says for her to come up and give a few words, this is where she has me. I but I should have known Wednesday is a trickster. Tonight is a banquet of discontent, and we shall gladly feast on those who would subdue us. Our fight is just beginning. I'm ripping the band-aid off the scab. Civility will not cease until our enemies have been vanquished. Then, of course, here comes the real Wednesday, where I'm like, yep, she got me. She almost had me here. And by enemies, I mean any imbecile stupid enough to cheer on some shallow rabble-rousing diatribe like that. And everybody's doing it, and everyone was so confused in the audience. And she's like, "You thought I was a hero? I'm not. Always play dirty and never fight fair. The only side I'm on is my own. No place I'll lead you is off a cliff." That got me. That killed me. So do not put me on the pedestal because I will burn it down. And she did. She literally burned down the painting that had her smiling. I don't blame her. Her brother is now going to Nevermore Pugsley, and he has a pet zombie, like I read in a recap. So yeah, a lot more things happening. This in part two. Josiah about I'm gonna watch tonight while I'm eating Wendy's. I'm going to get the meal misfortune again, which is a Wednesday meal. It has 10 chicken nuggets called 10 rest in pieces. Chicken nuggets, fries, and a cherry frosty. It's called Raven's Blood, and the fries are cursed. And then you get two spicy surprise dipping sauces, the dips of dread. So I'm going to do that again for part two of season two on Wednesday. And I got a picture. I'm not going to show it on here. I forgot to download it on my computer, but I do have on my phone at the back of the bag of Wednesday taking over Wendy's, and it says, um, normally it's Wednesday, not Wendy. Normally I'd be against this kind of capitalistic corporate synergy, but when the fast food slinging pigtailed poser said I could do whatever I wanted to her customers, I couldn't resist. My meal is fortunate is torture in the back, coffin shaped cartons, and daring dips of dread. May you rest in tea and pieces. Regrettably yours, W. That cracked me up. So I'm going to get that again for tonight. I'm about to head out Ashley and go get it and watch it while I eat the meal of misfortune. And I'll be actually I might do season two part two next week. I gotta see. Yeah. Yeah, I might do that. Anyway, I'm going to go. Um, like I said, I'm about to head out, get some shopping done, and go Wendy's. Wendy's Wednesday, and watch Wednesday. Season 2, Part 2. It does become like my first show now. That and Ruby will always be my number one favorite show. Always. But when it comes to um live action shows, Ruby's an anime, so and Ruby's on the internet, so it's really a TV show. Maybe, but we're saying the shows are really the two shows right now that I'm obsessed with. I'll probably be obsessed with only Murs in the building. I'll probably do a recap on that. I'll probably do the whole season. I don't know. I might do episode by episode. Yeah, to guess the um murder. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'll be back tomorrow to do my podcast. And I'll be back next week to continue the recap. I'm going to say continue and recap Wednesday season 2 part 2. And I think I'll have time to make some videos to put out next week of video game walkthroughs that I've been wanting to do. One for a visual novel called Cinderella Phenomenon, and one of me reading a Ruby book called Romeo Holiday, and me doing a video game walkthrough for Nancy Drew's, well, no, playthroughs. I never played it before. Nancy Drew's Secret of the Scarlet Hand, which is the beginning that leads up to my favorite game, number 3, Shadow Medallion. It has this guy named St. June that keeps popping up. Nancy Drew games, not really. His character really don't come out till Shadow Medallion, but Nancy always gets his jobs whenever he quits or gets fired. He has different cameos in it. He stuff with aliens. So I'm going to play those games with him where you can't ace cameos right till he appears. Anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.